Hi, you're with Bent TV. My name is Simon, and tonight I'm joined by three guests from an organisation called SensWide. There's Tristan, Mary and Rebecca. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, perhaps somebody could just start by telling us a little about SensWide, and we'll get to the reason why you're here on Bent TV as we progress.
Definitely. Thanks, Simon. So SensWide is an employment service that caters to individuals who would have a disability, injury, illness or a barrier to employment. Primarily, SensWide's been supporting participants who have been either deaf, hard of hearing or have a sensory loss. The parenting organisation, Victorian Deaf Society, have been supporting the deaf community for over 130 years. So SensWide was brought on board to help with, I suppose, providing support to that cohort.
So why on earth are you on Bent TV?
Very good question.
Well, we have a specialist employment service called WorkingOUT, and we cater to the LGBTI community, people who might also have other barriers to employment, so you don't need to just be a member of the LGBTI community. You can also have a mental illness, a physical disability. We service a lot of people living with HIV, and we're pretty popular amongst the trans and gender diverse community as well.
So you're all employment consultants working in this particular programme. Perhaps you can tell us a bit more about that.
I'm an employment consultant with SensWide. I've been there since March. I specialise more in the trans community, I guess, so I assist a lot of the trans and gender diverse clients. Yeah.
So the particular programme for the LGBTI community is WorkWise?
WorkingOUT.
Sorry.
A little bit of play on words.
Tell us a bit more about how did that come about, the history, funding?
So we were successful with gaining the contract through federal funding in 2013. So we've been delivering WorkingOUT for just a little bit over 2 years now. So it's relatively young and it just is very popular at the moment, which is fantastic. Prior to that, there was a pilot program run for us to, I suppose, gather data and information because as an organisation we saw a need for employment services for the GLBTI community, and then we were successful with lodging a tender to have the contract, and we've got the contract for the next 2 years as well.
So we deliver services in Preston and Melbourne CBD, and we've got 5 consultants in our team, and we all identify as LGBTI, and we all have backgrounds in community services, mental health.
Makes sense. You're on Bent TV.
Yes.
So you mentioned some research that gave rise to the programme. Can you tell us some of the issues that presented that felt that you needed to respond to?
So we initially, I suppose, put a call out to the community looking for individuals who identified within the GLBTI community that may have been traditionally linked in with an employment service, and then I suppose being able to utilise a certain amount of people and provide that service so that we had, I suppose, relevant information and data so that we could take it to the federal government to be able to receive the contract for us to go forward. So we, as I said, SensWide Employment's been around for quite a while. So we already had the skills and the facilities to deliver the employment service program, but it was just, I suppose, being able to tailor it more to this specific cohort.
And what were some of the specific issues that we're coming up against, or people are coming up against, that you wanted to respond to?
I guess it was providing a service that was sensitive to issues that affect our community, and having an understanding and safe space, free from judgment, and just having someone there that gets it. So I think that was really important for us to deliver that sort of service, and there was a huge need for it within the trans and gender diverse community as well. There's a lot of horror stories of people receiving pretty terrible service at a mainstream provider, so to have this organisation and have a safe space for the community is really important.
So, Ruth, how many people do you see on a weekly basis? I
think over the last 12 months we've actually had about 120 registrations. So we've picked up quite a bit of new business over the last 12 months.
And the caseload's obviously divided between the 5 of us that are working on the team. And then I guess directed as almost like a matchmaking kind of service who they could best, I guess, help that person into employment.
Can you talk me briefly through the process? So if somebody presents through the door, I guess, walking through the door or approaching through the website or whatever?
Yeah, definitely. So we would initially get some form of contact, whether that would be via email, phone, or walking in our door. And it would be a process of having a discussion and identifying, I suppose, the employment support that participant might need. We would then go through, I suppose, the process of what we would call a direct registration, so registering someone with us. And then from there we would allocate to an employment consultant and then have a tailored service to that individual based on their needs and I suppose their transferable skills as to what type of work they're looking at getting into.
So I think it's really important to note that we utilise a person-centred approach, so there's not one size fits all for each participant, so you have to tailor your services for each person and focus on their strengths and work towards their employment goals together based on what their skills and strengths are.
120. How many have found jobs so far?
Yeah, so 56% of those are in employment at the moment.
Fantastic.
So, and
well done.
Yes, it's been really exciting for us to be able to do that. At the moment, we are supporting a number of people getting into work, but we tend to get about 10 inquiries a week as well. So it's kind of an ongoing rolling effect. When people first initially meet with us and then we provide that service, then they end up in employment. So.
And do you have to, I presume you have to work with employers to train them, make them more aware of some of the issues that
absolutely.
your particular clients might be working through? Cool. Perhaps if somebody was watching tonight who might think this service could be of value to them, what should they do? Perhaps you could...
Probably give us a call. Or send an email through to info@senswide.com.au and just tell us a little bit about yourself and then we'll get in touch.
And whereabouts are your offices?
We're in the city, just on the corner of Queen and Finlay's Lane. Yeah, and we're in High Street in Preston as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the website address?
SensWide.com.au.
Great. Well, I should thank you very much for coming along this evening. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
It sounds like you're doing a fantastic job. Please keep on doing it. Hopefully you'll get a 100% employment record soon.
We'll get
So thank you very much, Rebecca,
Thank you.
Mary and Tristan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been watching Bent TV. We'll see you next time.